Hey Guardians, Ebontis here. Wanted to run through a couple things here from what you guys may have noticed, and a lot of it will be what you see swirling around my head. If you haven't been playing for the last 24 hours roughly, then you may not have seen this, but I've got mine in Crucible, and I think most people got theirs there as well. Basically what this is, and what most people think it relates to, is some type of Siva infection of some kind. Basically, when you're in the Crucible, let's say you've transmitted this has been transmitted to so-and-so. There's been speculation it's been after someone who has it either kills you, or you pick up an orb, or something like that. Then you transfer it to somebody else, those types of things. Nothing's been really confirmed, but as of right now, I've only got one. One, you might ask, what? This is what it looks like. Brilliance 3.2 has been transmitted to you. Now, what is that exactly? If it's an infection, it's a really nice name. Who knows? Is it Siva related? Is it Warmind related? Again, don't know. The reason I pick up the Warmind, I'll talk about it here in a second. But a couple things happened with this. One, we had the first time this actually started showing up, somebody in either Twitch or Twitter showed up in somebody's stream and said, hey, this infection has started and we're checking into it. So this happened and it started spreading to more and more people. Well, there are more varieties of this. There's Brilliance 3.2, which is the one I have, which I still think is the most popular. Then we've got Glory 2.1, which is the white color. Mine's green right now, the Brilliance is. Then you've got Splendor 2.6, which is yellow. Magnificence 2.0, which is blue. And then Fortitude 3.1, which is like a pinkish color. So those are the different varieties of this, quote, infection slash transmission, whatever's going on. But even if it's an infection, it's actually helping, because the buff actually increases XP and reputation gains during the transmission. So what is the transmission? Well, this is where the Twitch rogue question mark person comes into play as well. They said go to owl sector, OWL, like the animal, .bungie.net. So you go there, .bungie.net, obviously they own that, that's a pretty legit site. You go there and you see a map. You see a couple random icons around, not too much going on. Obviously it says Bungie down below. But you see a map. Now, when this thing started, 1 or 2 hours after the fact that it launched, then it looked like really just the map with, say, maybe 1 or 2 dots on it. We're 21 hours in. We're starting to see different polygon shapes. You got triangles. You got little triforces, if you want to call them that. You got a diamond up there by Alaska. Upside down triangle, but they all look pretty polygonal and they all look to be somewhat triangle related of some kind. So they're really starting to show up. There's definitely quite a few greens. You got some yellows over in Europe. You've got some little bit of pink and a little more pink in Australia. So it could just be different countries or colors. Who knows what? So the idea here is it seems like this is going to be spreading more and more over the next 4 or 5 days, because they released it on Thursday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday would be 5 days until Rise of Iron comes out, and there's 5 different infections that you can get. So hopefully we can get more and more of these over the course of the weekend, and we can start getting more reputation. If you want to edge your factions and things like that, you can use this hopefully to help. It helps in everything. I used it to upgrade a gunsmith, Crucible, Vanguard. It boosts every reputation gain out there. So it's a really nice little boost, and the more of them you get, I've heard they stack, so you can actually get quite a bit. I've only got one right now, but I think you can actually get more. There's a couple other things to this if you guys want to dive into the lore. First off, down below the actual map, you can see that we've got a kind of rotating pie graph. Now, the top of it looks like a pie graph, but down below it looks to be a little more on the wavy side, so I don't know what that exactly represents. Maybe it's a time graph, which definitely I think it could be, actually. So more and then less, depending on time goes in how that spread has been. And then over here on the right, we've got open sector, owl sector records. Now, in here, you've got pretty much descriptions of discussions on the Brilliance, Glory, and Splendor. You've got discussions or dialogue between certain parties. Now, a couple of these you won't know unless you switch it to Spanish. It says the actual names, I think, on Brilliance when you switch it to Spanish. Splendor, that one's going to have CY6, Zav, and IR, so Cade 6, Zavala, Ikora Ray. Those are your main Vanguard people. Then in Magnificence, you get into a little more broad spectre stuff. You've got just transmissions, report of bypass authority, burial. And I think that's the one who's up here in Brilliance, actually, who's burial as well. So a couple of those are around. And then finally in Fortitude, you've got Report of Geographer Quist. I think that's going to be Quist or QUI on the Brilliance one as well. And then it looks like we're trying to figure out SHU, and then we've got, I guess ICOR array would be IR SHU, I'm not sure. But again, a little more lore if you want to dive in here, look at these different things. More and more of these little descriptions keep showing up over time. When this started out, I think Brilliance only had one, and now we're up to like 3, 2, 3 on Splendor, Magnificence has 2, and Fortitude has 1. So keep looking at this as the weekend goes on. You're going to be able to get more lore out of this, see if there's anything else in there. A little more history about Siva, possibly. We'll have to find out. Well, that pretty much wraps it up. I don't know if anybody else really knows a whole lot at this point in time. There could be a little more lore basis to this, little infection, things like that. But right now, 1 o'clock is about to run over here, so we actually will get to see if we're going to start to get a different, be able to acquire 2 of these. Maybe it's 1 a day that you can get or supposed to be able to get. We'll just have to see how it goes. So if you guys have any questions, comments, if you guys learn more about this one, I know this video is going to be coming out on Friday at about 2 or 3 p.m. Central Time by the time I get it finished. So if you get more information after that, feel free to post a comment up, share what you've learned so far, and we'll try and gather as much information between the community as we can. Other than that, guys, thank you for everything. I'll keep the videos coming over the weekend as we get more information possibly, and I'll probably do a little more as well with regards to a couple other things for final Rise of Iron prep. So thank you guys again, as always. Appreciate the support. Likes are appreciated on the videos, so drop one of those down below if you enjoyed the video. They help me out quite a bit. And also check out the main channel. As I said, I'll have a ton of content coming your way, and then of course Rise of Iron comes out, and I will have a continuous flow of content coming your way for quite a while. So check that one out, subscribe there, and I will appreciate it very much, and hopefully you'll enjoy the content that comes your way. Have a good weekend, guys. Enjoy and have fun. And if you need a break finally, this is a good time to do it. If you want a faction edge and things like that, it's also a good time to do it. Just enjoy your weekend and everybody get ready for Rise of Iron.